Hey now, what is up everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and I just got back from the theaters after finally seeing Incredibles 2. This is obviously a sequel to the first Incredibles. It is written and directed by the same guy, Brad Bird, and the plot is we pick up right where the last movie left off. Even with the huge gap, we're staying with it. Everybody's the same age. You see them dealing with the fact that superheroes are still illegal, so they have to lay low. They get approached by this rich guy who wants to hire Elastigirl in particular and say, hey, look, do these missions for me, do these great things to help superhero image, and everything will be fine. So Mr. Incredible has to stay home, be a stay-at-home dad, and that's a job in of itself. Let me just talk about how much I loved this movie. I loved everything about it. It's one of those films where The Incredibles, I know some people were like 14 years. What took so long? Why did it take so long? Why were there so many sequels to other Pixar movies? I understand the frustration. I do. It's warranted. But I'm somebody who just saw the first Incredibles last year for the first time, so there was no long wait for me. This was something that was like, oh, cool, giddy. I get to go right into the story, right where we left off, and you see Craig T. Nelson as Mr. Incredible, who some people I saw saying, oh, of course they're going to take the female character, Elastigirl, and put her front and center. Typical Disney or current era big movies where the female character is being shoved down her face, and I didn't see it that way. I didn't. I thought, hey, Mr. Incredible, he had a little bit of an ego. He's already been in the forefront. He's already been the guy to be the hero and do what he had to do. Let's put his ego in check a little bit. Let's have him sit on the sidelines. Let's have him spend time with the kids and the family, and let's have Elastigirl get her time to shine, because she didn't get that as much in the first movie. I thought Holly Hunter was great as the voice, so was Craig T. Nelson. It's the family dynamics that I think works as well. Obviously, you have that superhero rights issue that was probably more in the forefront in the first movie, and that's what I enjoyed about that. This one, it's a little bit more in the background because, again, it's the family dynamics. It's Craig T. Nelson, it's Mr. Incredible dealing with Jack, who Jack might be the cutest character, cutest movie character of the year. He was so great. He was so fun and lovable, and every time he used his powers and laughed, it made me laugh. I just love seeing this character. He's potentially dangerous, and in the wrong hands he could grow up to be an evil, insane villain, but luckily under the guidance of this family, I think he'll do just fine. The other kids, Violet and Dash, I thought were fun as well. Violet was having her teenage temper tantrums a little bit, and I thought I would get annoyed, but honestly, I understood her point of view. I liked how this movie, the issues, the family drama that they had, every character came to a point where they understood where everyone was coming from. So it was good. It made everyone likable. Samuel Jackson as Frozone, he got some really fun and cool things as well. And the villain, I should talk about the villain, Screenslaver, I believe. This is a villain that some people were complaining about, saying it's very predictable and it's not as special as the first movie's villain. That's true. He's not as good as the first movie's villain, but I still enjoyed the villain. I still thought it was interesting. It did take it to some places that I'm not saying was the most unpredictable, but it was still, I was all for it. There was some controversy over the fact that there are some flashy light scenes with the hypnotism of this character, and it can cause people with seizure disorders or photosensitivity. It could be an issue there. I could see that, especially one scene where it is very flashy, but if you see it in 3D, it shouldn't be a problem. The glasses should mask that. It should be fine. The 3D animation, the animation in general for Pixar, yeah, the 14-year gap shows a huge improvement, but just Disney, Pixar in general, their effects are at a whole new level. It's to the point where if I watch another animated movie from another studio, I compare and say, yeah, this isn't as good as what I'm seeing from Pixar. The action, the fast pace, it's something that I think is one of the perfect movies to go, especially if you have a family. If I had to rate the movie, why not? Let's give it a better than sex. Sure, maybe Incredibles 2 isn't as good as the first movie, but I think for the long wait, for what you're trying to do with these characters, with a family film, it's a damn good sequel. Let me know in the comments below if you too saw it. What do you think of it? Do you like it as well? Do you have issues with it? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later! Oh, yeah.